Welcome to Brent's Anime Recommendation Corner, where I talk about an anime that I love, and I do love Space Runaway Ideon.
Aha!
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Um,
Space, Runaway, Ideon.
yes, that boy, this is a lot to talk about, because Ideon is in many ways, it was Yoshiki Tomino's follow-on from Gundam when Gundam kind of flopped. Or just didn't do very well when it first came out. And so he went on to Ideon, and Ideon was a complete rethink of what he was doing. It is basically about a group of humans who are exploring a planet, including Amuro Ray with an afro.
Yeah.
Just is. And a bunch of other things. Totally not Asuka is involved. And a bunch of other characters. And they stumble across an ancient mecha weapon. Turns out, ancient civilizations really loved like fire engine red vehicles too. And so they left behind 3 fire engine red like fire trucks and such, which all combine into this massive giant robot. And I do mean massive giant robot. Ideon is absurdly huge. It's like, you know, probably like 5 or 10 times bigger than a Gundam. It's massive.
Yeah, it's huge. It's also in really good shape.
Yes. Yeah,
Usually.
we've been in for so long. It's fine. It works great. And so the Ideon, so they can stumble across this thing, and as soon as they stumble across it, they a nearby alien civilization is alerted to this, and they freak out because they know that the Ideon is a massively powerful ancient weapon, capable of widespread destruction. And so they could come to investigate, and it turns into this like really sad show because it's these humans on the run from these aliens who are attacking them and they don't know why, and these aliens who are attacking these humans because they need to get the Ideon out of their hands before they screw everything up. And neither side is talking to each other. So in a way, it is again very much an evolution of mecha and of kind of things like Gundam, where Gundam was just about 2 sides in a war. This is about 2 sides that just can't see eye to eye, and if they would just sit down and chat for like 5 minutes, they'd realize, oh, we don't need to fight each other anymore. But no, of course, we can't have that. And instead, we have this war between all of these various folks. And then as the show moves along, first off, really cool mecha designs. I mean, the Ideon's kind of boxy, but a lot of the ships of the aliens, really cool designs. And they discover all this stuff going on, and they discover this, and so the humans all turn into basically refugees fighting off these things. Yeah, it's kind of like Robotech. You're absolutely right, Captain Laser Eyes. And then as the show goes on, it gets darker, and darker, and darker. Now, I'm going to say a thing that's kind of a spoiler, because it's important that you know this. The ending of Ideon is, let's just say, very abrupt. They come to a big ending.
They're coming for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes to this big ending. You kind of know what's going to happen, and it literally smash cuts to a starfield and a narrator telling you what happens. And the narrator just says, and blah, 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 blah. Credits. It's like, oh, come on. By dark, I mean folks die. There's a lot of widespread destruction of things. And also, more importantly, there is death in the TV series, but they then made 2 movies. The first is basically a retelling of the anime series. The second is a new ending, where they had the budget to actually make a full ending. And again, spoilery. People start dying in that movie. One after the other, after the other, after the other, and yeah. To give you an idea, if you've seen them, Evangelion Death and Rebirth and the end of Evangelion are patterned off of these 2 movies. you've seen those movies and you know what happens in them, it's that, basically. Yeah. So this could be a very tough series to watch at times. Yeah, it's not grimdark. There are definitely grim moments. There are definitely grim things. One of the weird things is a lot of the characters are just kind of unhappy and depressed and angry all the time. Folks just aren't in a good mood throughout this show.
So malt liquor was involved.
Yeah, very much. You could certainly also read it as Tomino being like, Gundam didn't work. Oh, everything sucks. You know.
Life is pain and destruction and sadness and anger.
Exactly. I don't know why the abrupt ending, because it has its full, 50 episodes. It comes to its thing. I think it feels like what happened to me is they got to that point and they kind of ran out of time, where they're kind of building to the ending, didn't realize, I just don't have time to build it. But I don't know. He's not a depressed person.
We have to move on to Crayon Shin-chan.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Not a depressed person in general, but a very intense person, I would describe Tomino. He dreams big and wants it to succeed. And so that's one of the remarkable things about Ideon, is that it is him at his, probably at his, one of his darkest times, because he also did Zambot 3 and Zeta Gundam. And those have some dark endings. But yeah, Ideon's also interesting because it is trying to be a Real Robot series in the early days of Real Robot. So the idea of a serious mecha show is very new, and they were like, okay, how do we do this? Let's figure out how to tell a mature story about bad things happening to perfectly reasonable people, and sustain that over the course of 50 episodes. And so you see that kind of coalesce over the course of the show. Also fun for being not fun, but also remarkable for being this big sci-fi epic story over the course of stuff, and going across galaxies and all sorts of crazy stuff happening. So if you like a big sci-fi story, you'll definitely get it in Space Runaway Ideon. It has never been released in the U.S. You can only find it fan subbed, as far as I know. I say that I should check up on that to see if I am correct, because these days
Could be available.
I was complete. Well, let me just scroll down. There is a Blu-ray available on Amazon. I do not know if it is just like the Japanese release or not, because it has the title in English. No, that is it. That is the Blu-ray complete series plus movies from Made in Japan. Made in Japan did release this on Blu-ray. It is currently on Amazon for $399.98.
Sure.
$400. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does it also cook? Old laundry by any chance? Walk the dog.
For all 6 discs.
I'd like to have pain and sadness for 400. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And wow. I don't know, man.
That's a lot of dough.
But yes.
Ideon really, it reminded me of taking a super robot, taking like a Voltron. What was the car? The multi-vehicle Voltron.
Oh, yeah, Vehicle Voltron. Yeah.
Vehicle Voltron.
Yeah.
It reminded me of taking that and then smashing it together with Space Battleship Yamato, where you had the interpersonal relations with people and like how things were working and what their perspectives were, and this sort of bigger than big galactic conflict.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then giving it like a interesting artistic style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.